Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new 2019 Ram Heavy Duty.
HDRams was at the 2019 North American International Auto Show for the 2019 Ram Heavy Duty debut. At the press conference, the head of the Ram brand, Reed Bigland, was on stage to announce the trucks and some of the brand's accomplishments over the last 10 years. Although everyone has heard the number right now, this was probably his favorite thing to say.
1,000 pound-feet of torque. 1 brand.
Yes, the new high-output Cummins puts down an outrageous 1,000 pound-feet of torque, the first of any production vehicle. On stage, Ram rolled out a limited mega cab, a power wagon, and the new Laramie Black. We think these trucks look great, but the Laramie Black looks particularly sinister. We also had a chance to talk to Ryan Nagode, chief designer for Ram Trucks, about the new interior and why Ram stuck with the same cab for 2019.
I'm Ryan Nagode, chief designer for our Ram trucks. I also have our Dodge and Performance interiors. And one of the questions, obviously, people have talked about is does the new 2500, 3500 trucks have the 1500 interior? And yes, we from the start knew we were going to be working the two trucks simultaneously. So we did a lot of development early on to make sure that we really could do as much stealing from one and going into the other. There are obviously very specifics for, say, the heavy duty truck. Power wagon has some specifics to it. So there's things like the transfer case is still on the floor for our power wagon. We have a bench seat still. So we had to make sure we were accounting for some of that stuff. But in general, one of the biggest things is obviously our infotainment screen. The 12-inch screen, obviously a very popular thing that hit when 1500 came out, and so we've actually pulled it a little further down the food chain, for instance. So Power Wagon does come with it as an option. Laramie, Longhorn, and then Limited to come with the 12-inch as well as optional. So we've done a lot of packing all the goods from 1500. So the center console that I think a lot of people have talked about the flexibility, the wireless charging. You can fit a 15-inch laptop in here. That's all basically brought over from the 1500. Cab styles that we've brought over on heavy duty is we have a reg cab, we have our crew cab, and then we also have our mega cab. And mega cab offers the 15 degrees recline. Yep. In the rear, you can fold the seats down. And that for us really is where it made sense to kind of start to decide and decipher the difference of having the new cab or the old cab, bringing the original cab through. And we decided, you know what, the truck has a lot of good stuff already packed into it. They're built at two separate plants. So really the decision that was there to maintain the current cabs, do everything we possibly could. And we've done a lot of improvements, I think, in general. And we're going to push Mega Cab more. Mega Cab has got a good amount of storage. There's about 250 liters of storage in the Mega Cab, which is about 125 2-liter pop bottles. When you talk about size, and that's nooks and crannies, space behind the rear seats. We know people are taking these trucks on long hauls, and we're doing everything we can to make it an enjoyable ride.
Now, we did notice that the seat frames are the same as the current heavy duties instead of being the seats from the 2019 Ram 1500, so we asked about some of the challenges with adapting the interior into the older cab and why Ram stuck with the same seat frames.
You know, something said about, looking at some of the parts from the 4th gen. Seats are very important. Seat comfort, especially a heavy-duty truck, is very important. And for us, the current gen, the 4th gen, as you mentioned, those seats were really performing well for the heavy-duty. So for us, we went in there, a whole new trim cover set. So that's basically all the leather work that we've done on the outsides, the stitching. Again, as you mentioned, challenges. There was a lot of stuff that we had to try to do, little tweaks here and there, but the teams worked really hard to basically took the two seats side by side and really make sure that they're looking as good. we brought all the materials over, so we're sitting in a Laramie trim right now that has our accent suede pieces up on the upper bolster here, as well as the seat cushion. The door panels have a little bit of that suede. So for me, I hope you get into any of our trucks, both light duty and heavy duty, and you just really enjoy the comfort that we put into it.
After that, we got a chance to talk to Ram Heavy Duty Chief Engineer Troy Davis about some engineering changes for 2019.
Start with the architecture of the truck. It's all about capability on heavy duty, right? So starts with the foundation. The architecture being the frame. We've redesigned the frame. We have high strength steel. We've been able to optimize the weight of the frame and increase the overall capability. Starting and going up from the frame, now you get into the drive line. Capability is all about power and torque, right? 1,000 pound-feet of torque. So how do you make 1,000 pound-feet of torque function? The engine's got to breathe. Starting with the front end, 30% wider grill for cooling, but on the breathing part, the whole new induction system over the front of the cowl is all where the induction is, and it's large, it's massive, so it's got to breathe. So that essentially sets up the architecture of the front end of the truck. We had to get the grill bigger for the cooling system. Now that the engine can breathe, it generates heat. Now you got to cool it. So we get a large cooling system, 39-inch cooling module in this truck, massive, so we can cool it. So the whole front end is new. The theme, the headlights, the hood, the bumpers, the grill, everything. And then you get into the cab. We've integrated the 1500 interior, as you saw, into this truck. A lot of the 1500 actual parts are in this truck. Where we had to attach it to some of the different attachment points, that's what's modified. So it's really the behind the surface to adapt the 1500 truck interior into this. Then you get into the back of the truck. We have the all-new tailgate. We have the blind spot monitoring and detection in the tail lamps. We've increased the conventional towing to 23,000 pounds with our new hitch.
We feel that Ram put on a good show, the specifications are impressive, and the trucks look great. We will get a chance to drive the new Ram Heavy Duties next month, and we'll be able to tell you about them at the end of February. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all the latest Ram 1500 and Ram Heavy Duty information, and check out HDRams.com as we go more in depth with the 2019 Ram Heavy Duties with a lot of exclusive photos. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.